Welcome to this tutorial. We'll start by opening the Observer software. If Observer asks about opening a previous project, go ahead and click on No. Click on the plus icon to create a new project. For your operating mode, you're going to want to select Active Seismic Observer plus Time Break Recorder. Go ahead and give your project a name. Here you can also select which data drive you would like to use. Click OK. After a few moments, the program will initialize and you will be greeted with the Prospect Settings window. Here you can change your data drive, select a backup drive, change the recording parameters for your receivers, and set up your time break recorder. Here I am using a Force 3 as my time break with the serial number 5156. I'm selecting decoder as my time break recorder type, trigger as negative edge. My source type is Vibroseis. I'm going to set a record length of 16 seconds with a sweep length of 12 seconds. I'll set the stack count of 2. My time break file to source controller time break and select trace index 1 for my X core. And click OK. Here I've already got my receivers connected over the Ethernet as well as my time break controller over Wi-Fi. I'm using DX6s here, but the process is the same for DAC links and Sigmas as well. To deploy your units, select them all in the General tab. Right-click, go to Deployment, and click Deploy. This will bring up the deployment window. Select the first box you would like to deploy. Set your line and station numbers, and click Assign. Repeat for each unit in your spread. Here I'm not using a survey file, so I'm going to select Create Missing Receivers and Send Parameters when deploying, then click Deploy. When you first deploy your units, they will receive the recording parameters set earlier and initiate a sensor test. This should take a couple of minutes. If you need to change your recording parameters, you can do so by opening the Project Settings window. Be sure to send your new parameters to the receivers. Once your units are deployed, you can select and right-click on them to request status. You can see communication here in the All Messages window. Any problems will show up here in the Problems tab. You can click through the various tabs down here for more detailed information on each unit. Go to Settings, Limits, to change how the units are graded. You can deselect grade sensors to ignore all sensor errors. You can also select autofill to automatically fill in the sensor limits based on what you have connected. Once you have everything connected and deployed, you can start acquiring shots. The receivers are constantly recording 1-minute records. Observer checks the time break recorder to know what data it needs to download. It doesn't matter if you lose connection to the TV recorder or the receivers. Observer will automatically download any time breaks or data that was missed once things are reconnected. Here, I fired a shot on the Force 3 and Observer sees the file here. It will then create an active shot record and download the appropriate data. We can see the data here once it's been downloaded. I'm not connected to anything in this example, so it doesn't look all that great. You can see more details by going to the Process tab. Once a record has been processed, you can double-click to view the data. You can change which plot you wish to view here. The check marks indicate which ones are available. All of the data can be found under your root drive, iSize data, your project name, process segue. You can navigate to the Receivers folder to see full 1-minute records. Observer also allows you to do a rolling spread, enable roll spread, enter a number of active channels, your start station, and how many channels you would like to increment. The active channels are indicated by a light green bar in the schematic view down here. If you select auto roll, the active channels will increment after each stack. You can also enter your shot line and station. This needs to be incremented manually. Here you can see the source point for the shot record.